Lisa heard you say that. Thy eyes glanced at him and teased. So next time we meet, I'll have to ask Miss Ellie. Lisa then went on to read another story. Suddenly she screamed. I am advertising in this newspaper up to 50 a day. There will be real newspapers. Lord, this price is too high. Leon put his hand on his chin thinking, maybe the New Yorkers want to do business. No reputation will think. Somewhere else in the Atlantic City. At Togi 2's available clothing store. Our Togi unconsciously sighed. Tori 2 hands on cheek. Against the blue wooden table, sighing and thinking. It's getting harder and harder to do business. We've cut the price a few times and no visitors. If it goes down, I will go bankrupt. Suddenly, the familiar alarm sounded again. Sell the newspaper. Sell the newspaper. When the first newspaper of the Atlantic City, a 2D. Tori stood up to the newspaper curiously. New clothes that the owner made. Toji, hurry up. Go and buy me a newspaper. Your death to D. Toji, a hand, delivered out to money. Hold the newspaper in one hand. You read the newspaper very much. Quickly found a special content. You can place an advertisement in the newspaper. 50 a day is not cheap. Toji thought for a while and finally decided. That's a bet. There are no guests in the store. It should be closed in less than 2 months. Very soon Toji went to the newsroom. Toji went into the office and sat across from the wind. Mina and Noju directly asked. I heard you wanted to post an advertisement. That's right, Toji replied. The store has been very busy lately. There is no change in the price. I hope the newspaper can help. Propaganda advertising for shop. Put $2 on the desk. Toji continued sadly. The price is as the newspaper says. I plan to post 4 days before seeing the results. Save the Wind immediately respond. Next, ask for ideas. Then it doesn't matter. Do you have any advertising requirements? Shyly Toji scratched his face frankly admitted. Mr. Liu Feng, the first time I was doing a promotion for the store. So I don't know anything. Please help me design the ad. Okay. I haven't answered you yet. Ask about the store's products. How much is the cheapest item in your store? The cheapest item is 10 a bowl of immediate declaration. I heard that, Liu Feng immediately said, take out the advertising plan. The advertisement says, the cheapest available clothing store in the Atlantic. How is the clothing store available on Tuesday? I am very happy with this ad title. Toji, your face is radiant excitement. This one is okay. If someone wants to buy something, see this advertisement. I will definitely come to my shop. However, it's all about integrity. So you're a little bit serious about that. But I said before, ads written like that are not okay. But our newsroom didn't help. Others propagate. Fake news no 7. If your shop does not meet the above requirements. Advertising writing, no clothes 10. The ads will be deleted immediately. We also made an announcement. Strictly criticize your shop. To Jesus with a steady hand. My shop is run by integrity. Surely nothing like that ever happened. At this point, I believe what you say. Shrug your shoulders for a breath. Then Toji is met. Have fun coming back. And the Wind is back to remind Nozu to record. You keep saying the same thing. Ads are only published in newspapers for at most 7 days. After 7 days, we need to discuss the price. It's at the top of the next newspaper ad. No dute, write quickly. Do not forget to respond to the words of the Lord. I have become the owner. The next day Toji didn't wake up. Long yawn, short yawn. Stroll to the store. Suddenly you stop. I can't help but look at the scene in front of me. A crowd is gathering, packed in front of my shop door. The crowd saw you coming. I can't help but complain. You're the owner. It's so late. Are you still selling? We've been waiting for a while. Sorry to keep you waiting. I laughed and opened the store. There are people in the back with their hands folded. Tell me your plan. It says your clothes are the cheapest. I want to buy 2 new ones. The store is opened. Toji stood aside to speak. Please come in. Welcome to Togi Available Clothing Store. Just pulled out the words, Chen's thunderous crowd rushed in. The small shop is deserted. It's usually crowded these days. There is still noise. Let me in before I come first. Don't have pictures. What makes you stand out? The same eyes around. It's like you have an ice SAO effect that sparkles. I cry silently. Put your hands together. To see the wind as an increasingly shining idol. You have a business vision. The advertisement just came out today. Many people have come to buy it. This money is worth it. After thinking that, Toji excitedly raised his hand. Determination to rise to the highest level. It's decided. Wait for this advertisement to pass. I have to buy a few more days of advertising. The landscape changes to the edge of the forest. Under Chang's scorching sun, a train of people is passing by. In the carriage was Princess Lucy. Even though I'm sitting, my hand is still writing. Focused eyes not paying attention to the surroundings. Suddenly, the carriage stopped. The new princess looked out the back. He asked his bodyguard John. Why stop the great man? Your brother is back. Hold the horse back and answer. There's not a company car in front. Trapped under the mud. Princess Lucy breathed a sigh of relief. Go see if they need any help. This is the way to the Atlantic, right? Yes, said Yunez, looking at his bodyguard, pushing his horse. Lucy thought again. If not for being pursued by the elder brother. To get lost. I must have been in the Atlantic a month ago. Yunez to the stranded party. Get off the horse and ask if you need help. People who hear that look up. There's a little bit of wonder. The beast. Then quickly correct the words, no need. See the attitudes of those people. Yunez is a little unhappy. I remember what Princess Lucy told me to do. So do you know? This way to the Atlantic City, right? 2 redheads with brown hair. John asked for the way to the Atlantic. Then turned to each other. Small voice exchange. The blonde said, Ra is the beast who wants to go to the Atlantic City. I met you all the way. That's right, the red-haired man replied. Watch out, the news Atlantic City, treated very well. The animal is real. So, all over the Atlantic City, it's all gold, it's real. It's a fortune this time. The 2 of them talked excitedly. Finally, there's only the black guy with the 2 kier. Smiling turned to happily extend an invitation to Yunez. That's right, we also went to Atlantic City. If you don't mind, you can come with us. Johnny did not protest, but also politely replied, so thank you. Finally, Kier's seniors are also out of the mud. They lead the way. Princess Lucy's party followed. Yunez back next to the princess car. Tell me what the Kier just said. Princess Lucy laughed when she heard it. Gold is everywhere. Ha 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 ha. It's impossible. But all along the way, just listen to people praise the Atlantic as good as this. I'm getting more and more curious. Yunez riding his horse, his countenance remained unchanged. The feeling from the beginning reminded Lucy. I advise you not to think too well of it. To avoid the 7. The 2 of you have finally arrived. Just entered the city. Princess Lucy was in front of her. To make a surprise, but to say, oh, the Atlantic City is a real name. Clean street planning. Busy business development. Animals and humans live in peace. This is my dream sanctuary. Yonez looked at his bewildered face. The princess's sparkling eyes in front of her. I can only say 3 words correctly. Suddenly, a word came up. Blow the air Huangchok. In her princess fantasy. You're going to the Atlantic for the first time. Yonez immediately reacted. In front of Princess Lucy. Hand out, shielding princess. Watchful gaze looking ahead. In front of the police. The leader of the team, don't worry. We're the patrol police of Atlantic City. If you've just been here, can go to the hotel or rental room to register accommodation. Other than that, there's a problem. You can go to the police station and find us. To ask for help. After the instructions are completed, the prince smiled brightly. Curled eyes crescent moon friendly talk. Welcome to the Atlantic City. The body maintains the smile. Give 2 fingers to say goodbye. Princess Lucy also said thank you. The donut just nods silently. Goodbye. Princess Lucy turned to John. The patrol officer was an animal. Unexpected in the Atlantic, animals can participate in the management of public safety. It's true that the Atlantic City is not trivial. John seems a little excited. The tail answered for an hour. Look at Princess John's tail. Lucy Ray emerged her hobby. She suddenly grabbed Jonez's tail. That made the leopard girl jerk her whole body. Lucy the princess just held Jonez's tail and said, if that cop was talking about the hotel. Booking a place in advance. Let's find out where the hotel is. Yonez's face flushed. Back to remind the princess of her actions. 28th time this month. Lucy has not stopped. She got close to Yonez. Made her unconsciously step back. The tail is always wagging. Lucy has 2 hands on her side and her voice is joking. I caught your tail when you slept. Do you count? You 2 are finally over. The conversation began to look for an inn, according to the instructions of the police. The destination is the drug floor. Lucy opened the door. A boarding room equipped with all sorts of things. From the footbed to the desk, the carpet. The window could see the mountain in the distance. It's all neatly organized. It makes you constantly feel. Of course, I didn't fool myself. I've heard that the food upstairs is the best in the Atlantic. The interior decoration of the room is also very stylish. Lucy and Johnny walked in. Look at everything in the room. More carefully on the table put a piece of paper. Princess Lucy picked up the paper and read the room service. The hotel also provides a rice delivery service. You only need to pay 1 for rice. The hotel will bring food to the room. Very convenient. I have a travel guide. The Atlantic City is on the banks of the river. If visitors feel unwell, please go to the doctor for help soon. Lucy is not out of question. If you are not well, ask a doctor for help. Maybe the doctor here is some kind of healer. John's after checking the cabinet in the corner. I couldn't help but be curious to hear the princess say that. Saving your sister's life is the teacher's responsibility. What does it have to do with what it's called? Princess Lucy frowned, her eyes a little sad. She said the shaman could save lives and heal people. But at SAO in the capital, there are so many priests. My father is still not well. The very sick father lay in his bed and suffered. But I'm having fun traveling around like that. She said Lucy was crying. So the donut came closer to where the princess was sitting. Soft, comforting voice. Don't think that much. The state doesn't want you forever. Think about those things. You haven't eaten a decent meal in days. Let's see what's on the menu. Princess Lucy put her hand up to wipe away her tears. Softly for an hour. Then pick it up and read. Fish head cooked chili, chopped chicken pieces. Egg meatballs. It's all stuff I've never seen before. Maybe we can order some food. It's not that the food here is delicious. Donut recommendation. Lucy glanced at the menu and decided. Okay, write it up. Tell them to bring food to our room. You're tired of writing for days. After finishing the meal, Princess Lucy collapsed in bed, two-hand rubbing belly tight for fullness. That's good. I don't blame Dezina and Catherine for not forgetting. Yonez is still in his chair. On the table only, and the clean dishes are born. No more food. Her satisfied face burped with an agreement. That's right. It's delicious. Princess Lucy in bed suddenly gets the hint. You eat well, so you have power. I was on the road just complaining. There are a lot of places I haven't seen Yonez. Now, let's go out and get ready for business. Yes, Donut helplessly sighs meat. On the streets of Atlantic City, people who walk by. Lucy and Yonez go for a walk together. Lucy continues to praise CA. The owner of the Atlantic City is a smart man. Though Degina's products. Let me prepare my thoughts, but I've come here to find something interesting. It's not just that much. Lucy grafted into the cloth shop by the side of the road, holding the red cloth in his hand, the commendation. This fabric is too soft, the color is also very beautiful. If you like Donut, buy it. But the princess turned around and frowned. Not like in the capital. We have no income, so we save a little. Yonez laughed and repeated. When you order, you don't say it again. The princess was unable to refute this statement. I can only puff my cheeks. Donut just tease and spend money. All I can find. Princess Lucy was sad, and she said, My Donut is no longer a princess. Follow me is a waste. I haven't let Yonez say anything. The Princess Lucy laughed again. I think the Atlantic is good. Very suitable for you. Your ability is so good. You can definitely find a good job here. You should have your own life. You don't have to keep thinking about me. Johns turned his eyes to Lucy in the evening light. Some leaves accidentally blown by the wind. You want to kick me out, Sao Johns asked. Lucy flustered her hand to judge him. I didn't mean that. At first, it was a coincidence that I saved you. You don't have to follow me forever. I have nothing to pay you now. I didn't wait for Lucy to finish. Yonez turned around and didn't want to hear more. You just said it was my choice. You didn't bind me. Lucy was going to call. Yonez is wagging his tail to continue. From behind, a voice echoed. Everything in the store is thanks to you. I went to the government before. Lucy turned and looked at Egina. It's not that Katerina said that Egina is. SAO store staff. In front of the pizza parlor, Egina hands up goodbye. The blue-haired girl in the shop also raised her hand. Goodbye to Egina. John asked Lucy if she wanted to say hello. But Princess Lucy stopped to analyze for a moment. Isina has a relationship with the owner. Into the Atlantic. We still don't know what the situation is. Disclosing your identity is not appropriate. Finally, she concluded that she understood the situation and calculated later. The days after that. On a clear blue day. White clouds, the soft yellow sun shining outside the Atlantic City. Yushui River bank. Pham is planning for the next step. With Mina, the bridge is finished and can be prepared. Master. 7-bar call from Mina to save the wind attention. Why do you ask? like a great rush to the wind, holding a bag in your hand. He said this is the stuff in the river. The bridge building park is up. We didn't know what it was, so we got it. Like opening the bag. It's not full of strange animals. Oh, this is a soda bottle. I didn't expect it to be here. He looked in his pocket and concluded. Then he said, Mina, let me borrow your dagger. Mina gave the dagger for saving. He holds a knife to his son's mouth. Just did you say? A boy's body can make food. I didn't expect to have such a big baby. A child this big will probably have pearls. Save wind open double sun ra. Of course inside 5 round pearls. Sparkling white. Like dye too, not out of surprise oa. This is not a very precious pearl sao. There's a lot of this in the river. If you listen to what the Lord says, give the order. There's a lot of new, shut down the news. Don't let anyone know that there are mussels in the river. Let's not allow AI to go into the river. As a result, it is clear to take orders. The Atlantic outside Cholan. A man in a black suit. Preparing to enter the market, and a boy came up with a newspaper. Sir, did you buy the newspaper? The man in black is none other than Mr. Sojo. He picked up the newspaper. The newspaper boy said, give me some special news. In addition, Cholan has just opened a store selling pearls. It's called Sand Pearl. Go see it. Soju is quite interested. He walked into the market to a place called a Sand Pearl. Just thinking. Let's take a look first. Pearls are what the nobles love. If the price is reasonable, no matter where it comes from. I also bought some back from the king. It will definitely not be damaged. Outside Pearl Sandstone, there's a lot of people talking. Very noisy Princess Lucy, still holding the curtain. Look at the scene in front of you without stopping. The tiger-free Atlantic is a miracle. We also went to see Sao. If you like, Roan replied. Inside the pearl at this time save wind. Mina and Ellie were standing under the sign. There are a lot of people on the bone. There are also many wooden tables around. It's got a lot of water tanks on it. The room was also very crowded. Immediately speak up. Today, the pearl is officially opened. Everyone can comfortably buy. Yonez and Princess Lucy stand in the crowd. Look at the person who just said. Lucy judges in her head. It's the vanguard of the Atlantic. It doesn't seem so special. A short-haired man parting in the crowd. That's what Liu Feng said, not out of question. I understand the reason, but not the owner of the jade. And someone else agrees, right? That's right. I came to see what the pearls looked like. Laughing and reminding everyone not to rush. I cut my son like the first time. Make the Taurus watch. The pearls are in here. Save Feng open Sun Ra. Take the jewels from the boy. In front of everyone's eyes. The people in the room were surprised. Exclaim those little pellets that are Sao pearls. The pearl comes from here. White looks beautiful. Save the wind slowly explain. That's right, pearls are born of suns. But not every boy can make a jewel. More size, quantity, and the quality of each pearl in the sun. Also different. He put the pearl in Ellie's hand. Let you use the diameter gauge. Then keep talking. According to the difference of size, the price of gold will be different. The more rare the jade, the better. The jewel on Ellie's hand is 7 millimeters in diameter. Relatively smooth shape true. There are no obvious defects. This jewel is worth about 50 pieces of silver. The people below listen to the analysis. Everyone understands. Some people even blurted out Raoa. That little pearl is expensive. There are people who want too much. But I can't buy it. Who? Solo and crowd hands up stroking deep. Whisper draw. Grading for grade of pearl. So tight and so meticulous. The jewel in Ellie's hand. At off-market prices, $50 is considered reasonable. Look at the face. It doesn't seem capable of everyone below. Smiling notice more except these. Second floor of the pearl. There are many other types of pearls. Price from 10 silver to 10 gold. You're welcome to go upstairs and choose. Liu Feng said that, but there are still a lot of people who can't afford it. Some of these pearls are expensive. I can't buy one in my whole life. Yes, someone else agreed. So I've prepared this for everyone. The savior patted the wooden containers of water on the table. Mr. Sozo seems to understand something. He asked to probe. The owner in this is the son of Sao. Everyone knows that son is from Sun Ra. Maybe not to become a master. He wanted to sell his son to us. Please confirm that it is still you. D smart. As people are seeing. There are 3 bottles in front of me. The red color is 1 silver coin. The yellow color is 500. The green one is 100, of course. The cheaper it is, the less likely it is to have jade. Anyone who pays can choose one at will. It can be opened on the spot. No matter what's inside, it's everyone's. Everyone was quite happy to hear it. Someone said, "Oa. This boy is much cheaper than a pearl." But some people are a little hesitant. But the probability that each boy has a boy, and the quality of the pearls can't be guaranteed. If there's nothing inside, it's not a Sao hole. But once you open it, it's rich. John also added. That's not a bet. Master Tae Duong knows how to play. Mr. Soju stepped up to become the master. I bought a silver coin. Receive money from Sozo. Sozo getting son. Open it immediately with a knife. The atmosphere becomes tense. He slowly opened his Sun Ra. People around you can't help but have a little story. Sun is extended out. Someone who saw it quickly shouted. There is a real pearl. The people who talk now immediately flutter. There are 5 I want to buy. I bought one. Save Fang. When you look at people buying it, it's a bit boring. When everyone buys it, open the bottle immediately. Check now I have 3. God damn, this is nothing. My staff is so big. When everyone opened it, they couldn't help but scream. Speak up now and continue. Out open the bottle in pearl sand. We have corresponding ray service. People sell pearls directly to us. For a specific price, the staff will advise. Big jade makes jewelry. Small jade can be ground into powder. Save the jar of pearl powder. Dissemination of knowledge. Pearl powder has a stable sedative effect. Beauty mood. It can be taken orally or applied externally. Someone at the bottom was a little suspicious. Pearls can also be used as medicine. I've never heard of Sao scams before. When others hear what Kier says, they speak up. The owner doesn't fool anyone. That's right, the owner has very high magic. He said that means yes. Princess Lucy saw the situation, so contentious. I also put my hand on my chin. Katharinia also said that this master. I once saved her life. I thought she was talking too much. Maybe the owner's magic is very high. The other side is still fighting. One side objected. If you are an owner, you know magic. On the other side of the city. He also knew that the owner had saved the dying. The person's stomach was torn in a very large piece. That's right. Everyone knows you. Apologize to the boss. Listen to those who defend you. Waving your hands. His face was somewhat helpless to explain. The wound isn't that big. Without me, no. Ellie standing next to me saw you like that. Put your hand up and smile. Princess Lucy heard it and grabbed the point. You can save the dying. Yonez standing by still firmly advised her. The rumors are unreliable. But the princess came back. Chan's eyes filled with hope. I'd rather believe it is than believe it isn't. Johns, you go quickly to try it. If it was possible, the king would be saved. The donut finally made a compromise. She answered Lucy with 2 hours of obedience. On the streets of Atlantic City, it's cold as snow has fallen slowly. People walking on the road. On a street corner, some people were talking. The young man's voice cracked. Have you heard anything? To become a master, he built a bridge on the river. There is nothing surprising about that. You don't read newspapers, the master said. Tomorrow by the river, there will be a ribbon-cutting ceremony. I was going to come a little early to reserve a spot. Some people are surprised not to believe. This is really built. The blue-haired people excitedly said, Master, if you can speak, you can definitely speak. It said in the newspaper, after the bridge is opened, then reclaim the land on the other side. Generous discount. I'm going to register tomorrow. The young man next door agrees with me. I go too. Right now, in a hotel in the Atlantic City, Princess Lucy is reading the news in the newspaper. Read on to the bridge that's about to be opened. Tell the juniors next to Johns if you believe it. The owner of this Atlantic City, you can build a bridge over the river. Johns coldly bowed to the myth. When Princess Lucy saw that, she folded the newspaper, laughing happily said, This owner is very different. You didn't hear it either. He actually saved the life of a soldier. The journalist has not changed his attitude. Disregard reply. It's just luck. Who knows how reliable it is? Lucy turned her head and looked. The stubborn guard looked at the princess carefully. I admit, it's true that this guy has a little bit of bravery. But he's just a normal person. I advise you, it's better not to hold too much hope. Lucy heard that, but didn't mind. Let's go to the river tomorrow to see if we can. If only he could build a bridge across the river. So maybe King Philip's disease could also be cured by him. Princess Desert, Lucy, when talking about father's illness, suddenly becomes sad. Tell me about your father's illness. Until then the struggle for the throne in the royal capital. It will not be as harsh as it is now. John sees her princess so stubborn. Just take a breath. I'm coming with you. Johnny agreed to come with me. The mood was good again, so happy to bloom. Looking up, her glittering blue eyes and her mouth ringing. Really? Just decide that. John's ba part helpless. 7 parts as ba. Look at the happy little princess. Lucy aesthetic. You are so naive. The struggle for the throne is something that happens sooner or later. If there is no early plan, you will only be taken advantage of by your brothers. Outside the Atlantic City on the river, the beautiful wooden bridge has just been completed. Light up a river. In the Chan sun in the distance, there are mountains of insects. The river's water was clear blue, the waves padded gently. Charming river scenery. Make people really want to export poetry. I saw the bridge on the river. There is a voice that says this truth. The owner has built the real thing. Laughter of pleasure echoed. One person replied, ha ha. I said, Master, I can really build you. You don't even believe it and shout. Long live the master. Among the people gathered on the river bank to see the inauguration, Princess Lucy and her guards are also present. Princess covering mouth, suddenly said, I have a feeling that the bridge can be built. But the scale of this bridge, it's very surprising. Johnny looked at the bridge. Her face still warned her not to rejoice too soon. What nobles are? Whether you are sure or not, you have to go to find out. Lucy heard that. Johns replied, laughing. You have a one-sided view of the nobles too big. Not all nobles are like that. At least from what I heard. I can see it today in the Atlantic. Then, indeed, the Lord is a good saint. Capable John's cold. The princess is a bit naive. Say yes. Just wait and see. On the front podium, Fong was there to store the ribbon. I said out loud, You've seen the bridge behind me. Today is the ribbon-cutting ceremony that inaugurates this bridge. Now I declare, the above sentence is officially put into operation. Everyone has the opportunity to experience the floating bridge. Just finished with a pair of scissors. The bridge was officially put into use. People saw that and ran up to each other. Say out loud, I want to go. I also saw a large number of people. Want to experience? Turned to the corps commander. The captain told soldiers to pay attention to order. Don't let a stampede happen. The fisherman immediately received the order. Yes, master. Lucy and Johnny walk on the bridge. Lucy looked at both sides of the river and said there were rocks on both sides. Steel wire and wire are often combined together. There's a boat underneath that carries the weight. More than 100 people at the same time. It will also not be affected. This is genius's creation. Finished talking beauty, even if it's the best of the country. I'm afraid I'm not sure I did either. Which bridge is stronger? Better than this bridge. John walked on the bridge and said in amazement. It's hard to imagine. He actually built the bridge. Say not, the king's disease has a cure. Johnny said to Lucy. It's not easy to meet this owner. Our appearance is so sudden. There is nothing to prove. Your princess identity. Tim, I'm afraid it's going to be unbelievable. Lucy's face suddenly became worried. The first time we went to the Atlantic. Not used to life here. If someone is a native speaker, the level of trust will be high. More than. It's like discovering something. My eyes lit up, says Isina. It's getting dark on the streets of the Atlantic. There have been lights. People are also moving. Outside the pizza shop, Igina's just returned from training. Is walking home. On her back were bows and arrows. You just went thinking. The task of training the assault team must be long. It doesn't end until late at night. I don't know if the pizza shop is closed. I didn't eat anything yesterday. After that, Igina yawned in a tired voice. I saw the lights in the pizza place still on. Igina exclaimed. Fortunately, it's not closed. I've been tired all day. The most anticipated thing is pizza for dinner. He was about to enter the shop when a stone came flying. Fell at your feet. You suddenly came back. Glared at the darkness that was hiding in the alley. Raise your bow. I came out here and saw the fugitive, Igina yelled. Stand back and put it down. Think of it as a serial killer. He came to kill the owner. Why haven't they given up yet? Thought that Igina immediately chased. The ocean towards the shadow at the end of the alley is too big. Tell me about your condition at last. What is the purpose of entering the Atlantic? Or we'll shoot the arrow. The shadow slowly turned around. Ra is the guardian of the Johns. She replied coldly. Not seen for a while, but you forgot about me so quickly, Sao Igina. Isina was shocked and worried to see that she knew her name. But calmly replied,